Hi, my name's Riley Perkle. For this week's and I think final discussion post, honestly reflecting back on it, when I think about Jesus, I feel like everyone pictures someone who's calm and comforting and very gentle, and often he's imagined as a patient and very soft-spoken individual who's never confrontational. I feel like the image is very comforting, but when we actually read the Gospels, sometimes we see a different side of Jesus. He can be challenging and direct, and even at some what might call prickly, but reading literature like Adam Bed by George Eliot has helped me see that side of Jesus more clearly. In the Gospels, Jesus often spoke in ways that challenged people rather than simply comforting them. A great example of Jesus challenging someone, wanting to push them further to their limit, is the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus tells his followers, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me," which is Matthew 11:29. And while that verse is often quoted as a message of rest, it also can remind us that following Jesus requires learning, change, and lots of discipline. Jesus doesn't just comfort people, he calls to them to transform their lives. Reading Adam Bed made this idea stand out even more to me. In the novel The Methodist, preacher Diana Morris speaks honestly about sin, repentance, and responsibility. Her preaching is compassionate, but is also very direct. She doesn't really avoid the difficult truths to make people feel comforted or comfortable. In one scene, she tells people that God sees both their suffering and their wrongdoing, and their true faith requires repentance and change. Though Diana's character on the novel shows a type of faith that is loving but also challenging. This made me feel different and think different about Jesus in the Gospels. When Jesus confronts people, like when he criticizes religious hypocrisy or tells people, "Go and sin no more," he's not being harsh for the sake of it. Instead, he is, again, like I said earlier, challenging people because he cares about truth and transformation. His love isn't just comforting, it's demanding. Personally, I think I used to imagine Jesus mostly as someone who reassures people and makes them feel safe. But again, as I read these Gospels in the literature like Adam Bed, it helps me see that his character is more complex. Jesus does not comfort people, especially. Oh my gosh, Jesus does comfort people. I'm reading my notes wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm very tired. But Jesus does comfort people, especially those who are suffering or marginalized. But he also confronts hypocrisy, sin, and injustice directly. Anyway, thank you for listening to my discussion post, and good luck, guys, to all your other classes.